up, everybody? This is Young Black Expats here chilling in Medellin, Colombia.
Medellin, what's up?
And we are with one of our, it's basically fam now.
Yeah,
Fly
right.
Heritage.
Hey.
And we found her on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. She has just a fantastic story. But we jumped on her Facebook page, her YouTube page, and she's showing a view of her apartment in Medellin, Colombia. It was like, wait a minute, how long ago was that video? 4 or 5 hours. It was like hot off the press. You know, sometimes you see a video and it's like 3 or 4 years old.
Right. So
she was like hot off the press. I'm like, look, we gotta meet up like ASAP. So, Fly.
Yes.
Please tell everybody, how have you really enjoyed yourself in Medellin so far?
To be completely honest with you all, the YBE fam, Medellin is one of my absolute favorite places that I've visited thus far. I really feel comfortable here. The standard of living is comparable to what you would find in the U.S. with much lower prices, by the way. You have modern amenities, but you still have those traditional touches. Like you can walk down the street and see someone woodworking or a blacksmith doing work or something like that. And the people are so warm and hospitable and welcoming. And the weather's great, the views are awesome.
As you can see.
Take a look at that. And it's an absolutely wonderful place, and I really do love it here.
Awesome. I'm glad you said that because, you know, we talk a lot about different things that we enjoy, but sometimes they want to hear from someone else. And just so they'll know how reputable your opinion is in terms of where you're sitting and why you think Medellin is like all of that. Give them a brief.
Oh, no.
You said, oh, no. Give them a brief, a little, resume of who you are, where you've been, and just that little.
Okay, small piece. So I took my first plane ride at 18. I, come from a very humble background, and I'd never really been anywhere outside of my city in Texas, and I won an invention contest, which got me an all-expense-paid trip to New York City, which completely opened my eyes to different worlds, different lands, different people, and experiences. And I said, you know what? I want to live here. So a few years later, I actually moved to New York City, and I haven't looked back since. And Colombia is actually country number 20 as a solo traveler. So
See, look, okay. I'm sorry I interrupted.
No, please.
I'm sorry I interrupted because we get all of these messages, so I know you all booed up, but what about the single people? How is it traveling for single people? And then, we'll just tell little short stories of people that we've met that's traveled single. And they're like, well, what about single people with kids? And it's just always something
That's
additional.
True. Right.
You know what I mean? But none of it matters. If you really want to go,
then that's what you're going to do.
you're going to make it happen.
There are all different types of travelers.
Yes.
Solo travelers, solo female travelers, solo female black travelers.
Yes.
Solo
female travelers with children.
Yeah, absolutely.
Black.
Yeah.
International.
Right. Like there are all different types of travelers.
Yes.
And if travel is a priority for you, then it will happen. Like everyone can make an excuse about every single thing, but you really have to just do it. There are times where I'm like, oh my goodness, from what people tell me, should I go here? Should I visit this place? Is it safe for me? And I use my judgment. And then in most cases, I decide to go see for myself.
And that's what makes it absolutely phenomenal. Now, 20 countries you have been.
Yeah.
You've traveled. How do you pick your countries? We get that question a lot.
I also get that question a lot. It depends on my mood. If I want to go somewhere tropical with beaches, then, I pick there. If I want to go somewhere where I can really immerse myself in the culture, then I might go to a different place. If I want to go somewhere really, really far, then I'll go, if I just want to be on the other side of the world, then I'll go somewhere really far. Like the furthest I've ever been was Australia, that New Zealand area. And so it all depends on what you want in your trip, in your travel. If you want all modern westernized amenities, then maybe you should go somewhere in like Western Europe or something like that. Some, you know, if you want to do something where you're completely immersing yourself in the culture, maybe you go somewhere where you don't speak the language and you live amongst the locals, not at a 5-star hotel or resort, and you'll really be able to experience that. If you want to go somewhere where food is, you know, of a top priority to you, then you go somewhere known for great food. So you just really have to know what you want.
Exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to ask you
Something really adorable is happening over there. Oh, she's getting pushed in the swing. It's really cute.
She loves that. She loves the swings. So, what are your tips for a single international female traveler? Give me 3 top tips that you would give someone.
First, I would say be as inconspicuous as possible and try to blend in. I told her this yesterday. Whenever I travel somewhere, I don't pack fancy clothes. I try to look as basic, seriously, as possible, you know. And maybe I'll put on makeup sometimes, maybe I'll have earrings sometimes, but I don't draw any unwanted or unnecessary attention to myself.
Yes, that's a great tip.
Yeah, and that also, that's not only in your appearance, but you don't want to look like you're lost at any point.
Yeah.
I remember I was lost in Paris, and I had on my earbuds, like I knew exactly where I was going, but inside I was freaking out, like, oh my goodness, like this is, you know.
Good tip.
And secondly, you want to make sure that you keep safety in mind. So
always.
I rarely go out at nighttime unless I'm going maybe with a group of people that I've met, or if I'm staying in an area popular with people, like mainly tourists that go out at night. So I rarely go out at night. I'm not like 2 o'clock in the morning walking on high heels. Yeah. I'm not stumbling in. I'm not getting drunk.
Don't know the language. Stumbling.
Exactly.
Like, okay, you asking for trouble.
Right, you're asking for trouble. So you have to be aware of it. Like, keep it in mind. Keep your safety, your security in mind. Don't tell everyone where you're staying.
Please.
Oh, right here, I'm staying room. No, because someone might not.
Exactly.
And then also the third tip that I would say is prepare to budget a little bit more. Because as a solo traveler, things are more expensive because you're the only one footing the bill for it.
True. Right.
Like there is no split cost. Like if you're traveling with friends or family, how much is the hotel room?
Exactly. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Split that 5 ways. We're
Good.
We're
good. When you're by yourself, like you're the only one that's
true.
footing the bill. So make sure that you keep that in mind when you're budgeting for your trip.
Good one. I like 3 of those because that's definitely going to be. Oh, and if I didn't mention it in the beginning, this is a very laid back conversation. We do have a drink, you know, we just chilling, you know, so you know how YBE goes.
We're in Medellin. Look at
We're
this.
in
How can
Medellin.
we not be enjoying ourselves?
Another question. Out of all of the 20 countries that you visited, what is your top 3 favorite?
Okay.
And what are your bottom 2?
Least
2. Favorites?
5 total.
5 total.
Okay, top 3 favorites. I'm going to say number 1 is South Africa.
Yes.
Done.
Yes.
Hands down.
Yes.
Done. I have never felt as included in any place as I did there.
Wow.
Because I see people that look like me.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Yes.
They were the pilots. They were the stewardesses. They were the shop owners and the patrons. And it just was a great experience. I kept looking around like, wow. Because when you're told your whole life you are other or you are a minority or something like that, to be in a place where you're not a visible minority is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Number 2 actually is Colombia.
Woo!
This shot to the top of my list quick. I mean, I just love it here for the reasons I stated earlier. Number 3, this one is a little tough because now, you know, they're all kind of lumping together.
Yes.
But I will say either France or Canada. People are like, Canada?
I know.
But Canada. I went to Toronto and I had a really, really phenomenal time. But Paris, the food was just, and it's Paris. Like, there's no other feeling than standing in front of the Eiffel Tower and realizing that you're in Paris.
Right.
There's no other feeling than seeing the city light up at dusk and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm in Paris, France. Like this is what's happening in my life at this very moment.
Right. Is it real?
Yeah, is it real?
Yes.
So, I would say I'll give the slight edge to Paris, but I did have a great time in Toronto too. And then I loved Australia. I love New Zealand. Like I'm going over my limit. But I loved Australia. I love New Zealand, and I've been fortunate enough to have some tremendous experiences while traveling.
That's really good. Your last two, and then I got you.
Can I just say Morocco's is the bottom? I don't know what else I would put at the bottom. But Morocco's my least favorite.
Okay.
Because I was sexually harassed there frequently. I would walk down the streets. Guys would grab my butt or tap it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Like, and I'm just walking like, oh,
inconspicuously walking.
Right. And I'm covered, and and I'm being very respectful of their culture. And they're like, hey.
Wow.
A guy in my hotel who worked there tried to kiss me, came to knock on my door in the middle of the night.
Oh, wow.
And tried to kiss me. It was Morocco is at the very bottom.
Just the very
especially
bottom.
For a solo travel.
Exactly, because that's offensive.
Yeah.
And when you're in someone else's country, you're really not sure what the customs are until you actually get there.
Right. Yeah.
Which throws me off to my next question, which is, we mention it all the time to our listeners or our viewers, and we say, go ahead and just experience what it is that you want to experience. When we left the United States heading to Costa Rica, we thought we were going to live sustainable. We thought we were going to go and grow fruits and vegetables and, just live way out in the country somewhere. And once we got there, we realized,
that's not for me.
I'm not ready.
Life.
Maybe in about the next 10 years, maybe 15 years, maybe. But right now, that's not. It could be in the next 3 years, who knows? But just for this moment, no. You mentioned something similar to on your YouTube channel. When you left, headed on this 100-day trip, you had in your mind, tell that story, because like I said, sometimes people have to hear more than us. So I left the U.S. in February of this year, which is 2016, and I didn't have an end date. I was on a one-way ticket, and after my 100 days of consistent travel, I made a video about the lessons that I learned, and one of them was that I'm not a backpacker. I thought that I was. I said, okay, I bought a backpack, the backpack, and I said, okay, I'm gonna live on an extreme budget in dorm rooms and hostels. I'm gonna eat $10 a day, street food, all that. No, I quickly had to be honest with myself and say, no, this isn't going to work. It's not going to work. And you know what I love? This is the key, because we're not saying don't dream. We're not saying that. Go out, go see.
And try it.
And if the small chance or large chance, whatever the case may be, is that whatever you set out to do, if that's not for you, it's okay.
It's okay. You did it.
You did it.
You lived a dream and realized that, oh, maybe this isn't my dream. How do I adjust it so that it is my dream?
Exactly. Don't just don't talk down on the country that you visited. Don't say, oh, I just give up on this. This isn't what I expected, and just adjust. Sometimes you could be like, well, you know what? I want to go live in a log cabin in the mountains. And you get to the log cabin, you're like, I'm not down with chopping all this wood for fire and all that. And I don't want to do that. So you just never really know what your soul really wants until you actually put yourself through it. So that is something that, really touched me.
I have one thing. I want to add Panama to the bottom of the list.
Bottom of the list.
Yeah, so it's Morocco at the very bottom, and Panama is right above that. But
now what's up with Panama for you?
For Panama, the people weren't really welcoming. At all. Like, I didn't feel like I was wanted there. Visitor or local, whatever. Like, I didn't feel like they were friendly to me. And then I got harassed by the police. Like, they demanded that I stop and open my bag on the street. And remember, I'm looking like a local. I don't look like a tourist. So they stopped and they were like, give me your passport, open your bag. And it was just, so I did Panama. Sorry. I had high expectations. It wasn't a good fit. But other people should still go see Panama.
Absolutely. Absolutely, because everybody's experience is different. And that's why, I don't really subscribe to, people. For one, there's a lot of people out there that like to live on this fear. Oh, don't go there. It's
Ooh,
dangerous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're going to get kidnapped.
Exactly.
Oh, you're going to get robbed.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, oh, don't go there. That's Pablo's people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, okay. You know, and so I don't, you know, listen to those different types of advice givers, especially the ones that
have never been there themselves.
have you been there? Right.
What happened when you went to Colombia?
Right.
Tell me, and then I will take it into consideration, because you have
a small
actual
amount
experience.
of it. Exactly.
Yeah. But if you haven't been, like, so many people discourage me from going from here to Colombia. It's too dangerous. Listen, Colombia is the place to be. Okay.
Have you been harassed?
No.
Have you felt uncomfortable,
No.
like something was possibly going to go?
No.
Have
Not
you
once.
seen a shootout
Nope.
or anything? Like, have you even seen a drug deal?
No. It's chill.
It is so chill.
And kudos to the people of Colombia. They work really hard to change the culture here. So kudos to the people of Colombia. I really give you all props, and it's a great study in how to go from one of the most dangerous places to a relatively safe place to be.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I agree, and also even one of the things that we noticed when we were in El Poblado, how they party like all night almost, and then we wake up early in the morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning, and we see the people cleaning the streets, taking out the trash. Like, they make an effort to make sure the city looks good,
clean,
and so that's really important, and that also makes you feel comfortable.
Right, exactly.
You know,
exactly. You're not in some dirty, rundown place.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Okay, so we are back, and we had to take a little short break, change the location, what have you. So thanks again for joining us. It was I'm so excited that we were able to meet up and just really enjoy each other's company. Now, if anyone that's watching this video needed to get in touch with you, how would they do that?
Well, you can find me on my channel is Fly Heritage, and Fly is spelled with an I. My channel motto is Flying High Once Again, because that's what we're doing all day, every day.
Yes.
We're on Instagram and Twitter at Fly Heritage as well. All of that is spelled Fly with an I, and catch me on my blog at flyheritage.com.
Awesome. Now, before we dip, please give us a nugget. I mean, all this traveling you've been doing, and I know you have. I mean, we didn't even have time to get into some really good, juicy stuff. We'll say that for later, possibly. But
maybe on my channel.
Maybe
on my channel.
That'll give you a good reason to be there, because we're gonna get into some really good stuff, because she has some good information for us. So, a nugget.
Well, currently, when you say nugget, there's one thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
This is my motto this year: dream it, then real life it.
Oh, wonderful.
Dream it,
I like it.
and then real life it. So the things you sit around thinking about, you're like, man, these are my dreams.
Yes.
Take steps to real life it.
Yes, I love it.
Dream it, then real life it.
Awesome. Love you. You know you fam now.
That's right.
You're welcome back anytime.
That's like literally, like there's a genuine connection here.
Completely
like,
family.
Yeah.
So glad that we met you. Glad to be able to bring her to you, audience, and we'll see you next time. Peace.